Lines for Poets' Night at the Scribblers Club, Cleveland, October 13th, 1923. A night for poets, send us, powers above, a proper moon to light Ania's grove. What's that, you tell me by the almanac? It sets at 8. I'll take my pleading back. Sure, there's no need for sun or moon to shine, where wit and genius here in numbers join. Pox on't what luck must I be helpless bound to languish, distant from the genial sound, chained to my hearth, whilst Ares' templed shore throbs to the tones of that burning lute's outpour. Such was the fate's decree, but gad, I'll beat 'em, and send my spirit in your midst to cheat 'em. Friends, scribblers, bards, excuse my Doric strains and rustic couplets, coarse as clanking chains, awkward, unpolished, left from former times. I come to praise, not emulate your rhymes. Unstudied zeal my ancient bosom fires, and all my fancy kindles at your lyres. How shall I name ye, whose commingled art tonight as one vast chorus charms the heart? Some are old friends, and yet in your waxing band I spy new faces, bright on every hand. Zounds, but the muse engulfs us ere we know it, and all the town but me is grown a poet. Yet one there is whose radiant visage beams with rapt glow of more than common dreams, whose eyes are mellow with prophet's light, and wide and wise from many a cryptic sight, whose voice the entities that people call gods a crystal song have made, whose thoughts are fawns from Tempest's arbors strayed. Hail to thee, Loveman, every scribbler's pride, and soon to conquer all the world outside. Loveman, what throat but sings thee without end, the Delian minstrel and the loyal friend, adorned with gifts that might a monarch thrill, with vaulting pride, and yet kind and modest still. Set to thy praise, invention hangs her head, and warm sincerity descants instead. To thee, blessed bard, the greenest bays belong, scanty enough for thy Saturnian song. Thy soul it is that down the ages leads untarnished hymns from Atlantean meads. Thou alone, hast heard the piteous cry of buried entities that people treat as gods that neath the mountains lie, deserted entities treated as gods. Gods that in far caverns weep, or haunt their sunken temples in the deep. 'Tis thine to know, and knowing keep ablaze their exiled altars through ungrateful days. Thine to aspire till Pan once more released shall bless his fellow and exalt his priest. Bright as the noons that o'er the Aegean wave to inland fanes a godlike splendor gave, thy chords ecstatic light the years behind, and bring those fanes and noondays back to mind. For thee no broken columns strew the plain, whose wizard song restores them fresh again. Palace and temple, plinth and colonnade, ewer of gold, goblet of carven jade, winged brazen lion, sphinx of diorite, and a marble fawn, an ode of a living light. Aeonian moonbeams, bowers of Nexian vines, weird trains of Manads drunk with Thasian wines, rites that the once considered to be gods themselves half feared to see, and fevered pomps of Phrygian sorcery. Vistas of cities in the sunset clouds, black halls of pharaohs in their nighted shrouds, all that had power to lift the mortal soul Maimed on the rack of time, thou givest us whole. I pause abrupt, bewildered by the beam of lucent loveliness from such a theme. Forgive ye throng the dotting partial eye that plucks your chief and seems to pass ye by. All I include and split me, who can pray a loftier symbol than our Loveman's lay. A poet's knight, egad with so much splendor, I vow the title is a rank pretender. Rather, a poet's crescent were as one, your joint aurora shames the midnight sun. H relies on those before we begun. But in a way, we all can be as one.